Yes, guys, welcome back to another video on the European Football All-Time channel. And today I'm going to be giving my Club World Cup predictions. Of course, the Club World Cup does start on Sunday. 32 teams all across the world going out to the USA to compete for the Club World Cup trophy on the 13th of July. That's when the final is. So, yeah, it's the first ever time that the Club World Cup's been like this. Obviously 32 teams, 8 groups of 4 teams. Top 2 teams go through, and then of course you've got round of 16, quarters, semis, and the final. So, yeah, I do apologise if it lags a bit throughout the video. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, let's go. So hopefully you can see me and you can see this. But yeah, anyway, so Group A, we have got Al Ahly from Egypt, FC Porto from Portugal, excuse me, Inter Miami from America, and Palmeiras from Brazil. Of course, we'll start by speaking about Porto, because Porto finished third in Liga Portugal. 34 games they played, 22 wins, 5 draws, and 7 losses. They scored 65 goals, Porto, conceding 30. They finished 9 points behind second place Benfica, and I think 11 behind Sporting. Of course, Porto have qualified for next season's Europa League. And of course, they were in the Europa League, which obviously won, as you can see behind me, by my team Spurs. Of course, I think Porto got knocked out by Roma in the playoff round. So, yeah, I mean, they've got a decent team. Porto, obviously, their manager is the Argentinian Martin Anselmi. I mean, he's only lost 4 games so far in his 18 games he's been in charge, so he's not done that bad. To be fair, of course, they have got a few recognisable players. They got Otavio at centre back, and they got Gabriel Vega, Fabio Vieira, Rodrigo Mora, of course, up front. They've got Samuel Agahola, or known as Samu. They've got Pepe. They've got some decent players, but the most recognisable player, for most people, will obviously be the goalkeeper, Portugal's number 1, Diogo Costa. Of course, he was the man that saved that penalty, saved Morata's penalty in that Nations League final, which obviously won Portugal the Nations League. And he's a decent keeper. I mean, he's only 25. I didn't know that. I thought he was a lot older than that. But from looking at his stats here, 32 games played, 16 clean sheets. And yeah, I mean, it looks like he's had quite a decent season. But Porto, I mean, most people obviously will know who they are. Probably most people, I'd say, will probably back Porto to finish first. But I mean, I have been watching some other videos. I was watching the rest is football earlier about their predictions. I've been watching a few other content creators speaking about it, and they've been speaking a lot about the Brazilian side, Palmeiras. Of course, Palmeiras are currently sat 4th place in the Brazilian Serie A. From the Brazilian Serie A's just restarted. I mean, they're 11 matches in. When was the first game of the season? Let's have a look. I'm assuming the first game of the season was this game. Palmeiras nil, Botafogo nil. When was that? 30th of March. I'm guessing it started like at the end of March, but lots of people have been talking quite good about them. Obviously, last year, did they win the Serie A Brazil League last year? They did, and they came second last season. But I mean, I think they won the 2021 Copa Libertadores, which is obviously the South American version of the Champions League. And I mean, they've got the. I mean, from what I've heard, from what I've heard from other people, they've got some decent players. But one player who has been a lot of people have been speaking about. I think Chelsea have actually signed this player. It is the 18-year-old Esteval. Apologies if I've pronounced that wrong, but a lot of people have been talking good about him. Apparently, people have been calling him the next Neymar. So, yeah, he might be a player to look out for. I mean, if we look at his stats last season, this is Esteval's stats last season in the Brazil Serie A for Palmeiras. He scored 13 goals, he got 9 assists, 31 matches obviously played, and he started in 26 of them. So looked quite decent as well. We got here in the Copa Libertadores as well. 7 games played, 1 goal, not too bad. So he looks a decent player. So people will have to watch out of him. I think people have been speaking good as well about Bruno Rodriguez, who in the Serie A 2023 in Brazil, 8 goals, 4 assists in 35 matches. So I think he's currently injured at the minute, so I don't know when he's back. And a lot of people have been speaking as well about the Uruguayan Facundo Torres, who apparently is meant to be a decent player as well. Obviously, we'll have to speak about Inter Miami. Everyone should know about them. Obviously, a recently formed club back in 2018. Obviously, David Beckham, obviously part owner. Of course, their manager, being Javier Mascherano, who of course played for West Ham, played for Liverpool, Barcelona, as well, and of course, um, obviously played for Argentina 133 times for Argentina from January 2004 to July 2018. And yeah, obviously, most people will know the Inter Miami players. Obviously, the most recognisable man being Lionel Messi. I mean, it's probably the reason why Inter Miami are in this bloody tournament in the first place because of him. Also, they've got Luis Suarez as well. They've got who else they got? Sergio Busquets as well, Jordi Alba as well. I think Jordi Alba is currently injured at the minute, and apparently he's been quite good at the minute for them. Of course, Inter Miami are currently third place in the MLS Eastern. They are 4 points behind Cincinnati, and Philadelphia Union lead the way. Of course, in the MLS League Cup, where are Inter Miami? They are in the other group. They're currently 8th place. I don't think that tournament's kicked off yet. So if we go back, I don't know, but I think Inter Miami actually won the MLS League Cup a few years ago. I think they did. I'm not really 100% sure, but Inter Miami, obviously, they might have a chance of going through, but who knows? But of course we've got Al Ahly from Egypt. Of course, Al Ahly won the 23-24 Egypt Premier League last 2 years ago. So they beat another decent Egyptian side in Pyramids, and of course you got Zamalek as well. I mean, I kind of know them because of Fogden. Big up to him. I mean, looking at that, I mean they got here the Egyptian League Cup. I mean, has that started? I don't really know. But I mean, it says here on Football League Cup 24-25, Al Ahly. I mean, Al Ahly have lost every game so far. I don't know what's going on there. But I think they won like the African version of the Champions League a few years ago. I mean, if we could try have a look now. Let's have a look. Here we are. Let's go to last season, CAF Champions League. I don't know when they won it, but I know they won the CAF Champions League. A few years, somewhere between 2020 and 2024. That's why they're in it. But yeah, I mean, just looking at this group in general, I mean, like I said, I have been hearing good things about Palmeiras. Of course, we spoke about Esteval, who looks decent. Into Miami, I mean, recently apparently they've been dipping in form, and I mean, if we let's have a look, can we have a look at Inter Miami's recent form? Let's have a look. You got I mean, I can kind of get it. I mean, yes, they are unbeaten in the last 3, but then you look at the games before that, they lost 3-0 to Orlando, 3-3 draw against San Jose, 4-1 loss against Minnesota. So the form's been a bit up and down at the minute. But I think looking at it, I mean, lots of people will probably expect Porto to finish first, but I wouldn't write off Palmeiras. To be fair, they actually look a decent team. To be honest with you, so I think first place for me would probably for me be between Palmeiras and Porto. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with Palmeiras. I'll go Palmeiras to finish first. Second, I'll go Porto. Into Miami third, and I'll go Al Ahly in fourth. I think that's fair enough. I mean, Al Ahly probably won't be. I don't think they'll probably be anywhere near the next round or towards the top 2, I should say. But you never know. Inter Miami might have the chance, but recent form, yeah. Anyway, Group B, we have got Atletico Madrid, Botafogo, Paris Saint-Germain, and Seattle Sounders. Again, another American team. I think we can say that Seattle Sounders. Oh shit! then we can say that Seattle Sounders will be down here at the bottom. Because I mean, you look at these teams; they look good. Especially again, Botafogo. Um, look a good side as well. Look, I mean, Botafogo currently sat 6th place in the Brazilian League. I think they actually won. Yeah, they did. They won the 2024 Brazilian Serie A, and I think they won the 2024 Copa Libertadores as well. Well, I know they've won it. But yeah, I mean, they look a decent side. Botafogo, of course, their manager is Renato Paiva. Um, is Renato Paiva. Of course, he was coaching for Benfica under 19s and Benfica B team. So, yeah, and he managed Club Leon, who actually were meant to be in this tournament, but obviously they got kicked out because of like multi ownership or something. But yeah, Botafogo do look decent. And obviously got PSG as well, who obviously absolutely dismantled Inter in that Champions League final. So, I mean, it is kind of obvious that PSG are going to finish first. I mean, they've just got an absolute joke of the team. Atletico Madrid, obviously with Diego Simeone in charge. I mean, let's be honest, it'll probably be them or Botafogo to finish second place. I mean, looking at Botafogo's recent run of forming, or was that 2-4-6? I mean, they've only lost one game in their last 8, and that was in the Copa do Brasil, where they lost to Capital FC. But other than that, they are looking decent at the minute. I mean, on the 28th of May, they did win in the Copa Libertadores. They were 1-0 against Universidad de Chile. So, yeah, it'll be tight. I'll go just Atletico second, Botafogo third, and Seattle Sounders fourth. I mean, when do Atletico play Botafogo? When does that match commence? 23rd of June. Might have to tune into that, but yeah. Anyway, Group C, we have Auckland City of New Zealand, Bayern Munich, Benfica, and another Argentinian team. Well, the first Argentinian team, I should say, because the other two groups have Brazil teams in it. That is Boca Juniors. Of course, a lot of people obviously heard of Boca Juniors. Their manager is Mariano Heron. I think it's actually just recently been appointed. Yeah, he has recently appointed April 2025. I mean, this is weird that it says here on FotMob he was the assistant manager from July 2022 to March 2023. Then he was appointed manager, sacked in January, brought back in October, sacked in October 2024, and now he's back again. So what's going on there then? I have absolutely no clue. Boca Juniors, I mean that the Argentinian league for 2025 hasn't started yet, but in the Liga Profesional in 2024, Boca Juniors finished 6th position. But if we go back to the league, or when was the last time they won the Argentinian league? The last time they won the Argentinian league was 2022. They finished 2 points above Racing Club, and of course they finished 5 points above their rivals River Plate, who we'll speak about later. I mean, let's have a look at this team. Do we know any of the players? Let's have a look. Probably not. Let's be honest. Yeah, I don't know any of their players, but I mean, the one thing I do know about Boca Juniors is that they've got a good fan base. So I'm sure the Boca fans will be traveling in their numbers from Argentina. So yeah, obviously Bayern Munich. I mean, a lot of people will probably expect them to finish first. Obviously got Vincent Company in charge. Obviously got the likes of Harry Kane, at least ex Premier League players. Obviously, Bayern obviously won the Bundesliga. In Company's first season, they did well. And you look at these teams, you'd expect Bayern to finish first. So that's where we'll put them. Bayern to finish first. Second will probably be between Boca Juniors and, of course, Benfica, who, of course, literally missed out on the Liga Portugal on the last day of the season. They needed to win Benfica. Or who did they play on the last day? They needed to beat Braga, and they needed Sporting to lose their game against Vitória de Guimarães. Sporting won 2-0, Benfica drew, and of course Sporting went on to win the league. Obviously, their manager is Bruno Lage, formerly of Wolves. Again, they definitely have got some recognisable players. The main man being, of course, the Argentinian winger, Angel Di Maria, who I think is actually going back to Argentina. I think he's signed for some Argentinian team. So, but the last time we'll see Di Maria with Benfica. But I think one player who has been very good this season, is the Greek striker Vangelis Pavlidis. He's been very good this season. 19 goals in 34 matches in Liga Portugal, and especially in Europe as well. He has been quite fretful. So, like I said, I think it'll be between Boca and Benfica, but you'll probably go Benfica, then Boca, and of course Auckland City to finish fourth. I think Auckland City. I think every time they've actually been in the Club World Cup, they've only won like 3 games. So, yeah. Anyway, Group D, we have Chelsea, Esperance from Tunisia, Flamengo, and recently qualified LAFC. Of course, LAFC, the most recent team to qualify for the Club World Cup. Of course, on the 1st of June, they played the playoff game, LAFC, against Mexican side, Club America. Club America went 1-0 up in the 64th minute. A penalty scored by Brian Rodriguez. But then LAFC equalised in the 89th minute from Igor Jesus. It went to extra time. And Dennis, I can't pronounce that name. Giroud got the assist though. He got, well, some players scored. And of course, LAFC won that game. Of course, they have got a few recognisable players. LAFC, obviously they got, well, for me as a Spurs fan, they've got Hugo Lloris in goal. So I wonder how he's been doing out there. Hugo Lloris, and of course they have got as well, Olivier Giroud as well, and they've got another recognisable player who was actually on loan from Fenerbahce. They've got Cengiz Under, LAFC. I mean, he's only scored 2 goals, I should say, in 16 matches. Of course, Under was actually on loan at Leicester at one point as well. So, yeah, but I mean, LAFC, where are they in the MLS? They are currently in the Western side, but they're currently 5th place. Not too bad. I mean, they're kind of falling behind Vancouver, who are leading the way. I mean, if we look how they've been doing in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, how they've been doing in that. Let's have a look. Oh, it doesn't say, but yeah. And I mean, LAFC, they look a decent side. To be fair, obviously got Flamengo as well. I think Jorginho's actually signed for them quite recently. Obviously, Flamengo are actually currently top of the Brazilian league. Of course, go back to last season. Of course, they finished 3rd place. They finished 9 points behind Botafogo, 3 points behind Palmeiras, who finished in 2nd. Flamengo, obviously, I think they actually played Manchester City, I think, in the, was it the 2023 final? I think it was either them or Fluminense. I think it might have been Fluminense, but I know Flamengo. And I think they played Chelsea, I think. I think Flamengo, I think the Club World Cup, I think it was 2022. It was in like UAE or something. And I think the final was Chelsea Flamengo. So, yeah, of course, Flamengo, their manager, is a quite familiar face, actually. It is Felipe Luis. Of course, played for Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and played for Chelsea. So, Felipe Luis will be going up against his former club. I mean, I don't really know much of the players, so I can't. I have to tell you, I do know one of the players, and that is Jorginho, who of course he played for Karabag, Boavista, decent player, I guess. So yeah, but Flamengo look a decent team, to be honest with you. But of course, we've got Chelsea. Obviously, everyone knows them. Most people will probably expect Chelsea to finish first. I mean, they kind of hit a blip. Everyone was saying, "Oh, will they get Champions League? Will they get Champions League? Will they not? Who knows?" Well, of course, Chelsea did get Champions League. They obviously beat Forest on the last day of the season. Of course, Chelsea recently signing Liam Delap from Ipswich. They've also signed Mamadou Sarr from Strasbourg as well. I think Liam Delap actually will be going to the Club World Cup with Chelsea because he wasn't included in the England under-21s squad. So, yeah, for me, Chelsea will finish first. They should really. Second, I'll go with Flamengo. I don't really know about this Esperance team. I know they've got good fans, and that's about it. So we'll go LAFC third, and Esperance de Tunisia to finish fourth. So if we scroll down, we go to Group A, and we have Inter of Italy, Monterrey of Mexico, River Plate of Argentina, and Urawa Red Diamonds of Japan. So yeah, obviously, let's speak about Inter. Obviously, it's been a very bad few weeks for Inter. Obviously, they got absolutely smashed in the Champions League final. Obviously, lost the Serie A title, and of course, didn't win the Coppa Italia because they got knocked out in the semis by AC Milan. Of course, the Coppa Italia was won by Bologna, and also as well, Inzaghi has gone. He's obviously gone to Al Hilal, and of course, the new manager is Christian Chuva. Apologies if that is pronounced wrong. Of course, he was with Parma, but of course, he actually does have a bit of connection with Inter. Of course, he was the under-19 Inter manager, and he's also played for Inter. He made 162 appearances for Inter and only scoring 3 goals. So he kind of knows what the club is about and what the expectations are. I mean, how he is coaching wise, I don't really know. But I mean, he only points per game ratio was 1.2 points. So he only got 23.1% winning ratio, which isn't really great. But I mean, he was with Parma, I guess. But yeah, obviously Inter, obviously they've still got, the good players. They've still got Martinez. They've still got all these players, who obviously is good for them. But yeah, I mean, probably their closest challenge to in this group will probably be River Plate. Of course, their manager is Marcelo Gallardo, who has been very loyal to River Plate. Of course, he was with there from June 2014 to December 2022. Then he went to Al Ittihad. Then, of course, he's now back with River Plate. I mean, he's actually got a very good record. The Marcelo Gallardo. 50 games he's managed River Plate, and he's only lost 7 of them, which is quite impressive. And I think they actually do have a very recognisable face. And here he is. If there are any West Ham United fans watching this video, Manuel Lanzini, who, of course, Lanzini in that 3-3 game with Spurs. Of course, he plays for River Plate. So, yeah, I mean, River Plate, let's see how they're doing at the minute in the Argentinian league. They are currently 9th in the Clausura Zone B. I mean, tell a lie. That hasn't even kicked off yet, the Argentinian league. We said that earlier, for God's sake. But yeah, so 2024 Liga Profesional. They finished 5th place, River Plate, so not too bad. Where's that? Here we go. Copa de la Liga Profesional. What's this? 2023 finished 2nd. Not bad. How they been doing in the South American champion? Here we are. Copa Libertadores 2025. River Plate finished 1st in their group. I don't know how far the thing is in the Copa Libertadores. Maybe the most recent match was in the Copa Libertadores, which they drew 1-1 with Universitario de I can't pronounce that team's name. But yeah, I don't know how far it is really in the Copa Libertadores. So I mean that was their most recent game, which is in May. So that was quite a long time ago. But I mean, also as well, in fairness, I have been hearing quite a bit about Monterrey. Of course, Monterrey, their first game is against Inter. And of course, Monterrey of Mexico. Of course, Monterrey, if we go back to last season, so 24-25, they finished 7th in the Liga MX. So, I mean, mid-table pretty much. I mean, if we look at the League Cup, can we go to the League Cup of 2024? I don't think we can. Well, I mean, it says here 2025 League Cup. It hasn't really kicked off yet. But I mean, we look in the last few seasons in the league. You got 4th, 23, 24. And then, I mean, the last time Monterrey won the Liga MX was 22-23. They won it by 6 points by Club America Chivas, finishing 3rd. I mean, looking at their, I mean, also they've actually got a few recognisable players. I mean, one of them most people should know, and that is Sergio Ramos, the absolute legend that he is. But they've got someone else recognisable as well, but I can't remember his name. But obviously, the most recognisable face will be Sergio Ramos. I think he's done all right in Monterrey, to be honest with you. But I mean, just looking at this group in general, you probably expect Inter to finish 1st. I think that's what will happen. 2nd will probably be between River Plate and Monterrey. I mean, Urawa Red Diamonds. I mean, I don't really know much about them. I mean, they're currently 3rd place in the J League in Japan. So, yeah. And I mean, I think I do remember that Urawa were playing Man City and didn't really turn out well. So yeah, I mean, most people second place will probably be leaning towards River Plate, but don't write off Monterrey. But we'll go River Plate second, Monterrey third, and Urawa Red Diamonds to finish fourth. So yeah, and then Group F, we have Borussia Dortmund, Fluminense, Mamelodi Sundowns, and Ulsan HD. Of course, Borussia Dortmund, yesterday actually announcing the signing of Job Bellingham. So, of course, signing from Sunderland, £30 million. So, of course, he will be with Dortmund in the Club World Cup. So, that'll be interesting to see how he gets on. But Dortmund kind of reviving their season because under I can't remember his name now, some Turkish, but Nuri Sahin, that's it. They were doing quite bad under him. They sacked him, bought in Kovac, and it looks like that. I mean, he's kind of just revived them, Dortmund, because they were like 11th under Sahin. They bought in Kovac, and of course, Kovac guiding Borussia Dortmund all the way to qualifying for the Champions League. Obviously, a lot of people will probably expect Dortmund to finish first, which they probably will. Of course, Fluminense of Brazil, they are fifth place in the minute in the Brazil Serie A. I think they won the most recent Copa Libertadores, so they got to the final. I don't really know, to be honest with you. But I have heard a bit as well about Mamelodi Sundowns, but from South Africa. They're actually currently top of the league, or I mean, has the season finished? Yeah, I think the season's finished. So I think they won the South African League, and I think they recently played the African Champions League final. Yeah, they did. They recently played the African Champions League final, which they lost to Egyptian side Pyramids. But I mean, yeah, they look a decent side, Mamelodi Sundowns, and I mean, I think most of their squad is South African. So most of the squad is South African. And of course, most of their squad represents South Africa. And if you've been checking on how South Africa have been doing in the World Cup qualifiers, they're actually en route to qualify for the World Cup. So potentially could the Mamelodi Sundowns be a dark horse in this tournament? Who knows? I mean, they got a few Brazilian players. They got a player called Lucas Ribeiro, who's a right winger. I mean, this is quite mad. 27 matches he played in the South African League, 16 goals, 9 assists. So not too bad. They got another Brazilian player. His name is Arthur Sales, striker, 19 games, 8 goals, and 8 assists. So not too bad, to be honest with you. I mean, Olsen HD, are they South Korean by any chance? Yeah, they are the South Korean. Third place currently in the K League. They are behind. I cannot pronounce their team's names, but yeah, in the end, Dortmund will probably win the group. To be honest, I think second will be between Fluminense and the South African side. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, from what I've heard of that Mamelodi Sundowns, maybe they have a chance. You know what? Let's go bold. We're going to go Miami Sundowns to finish second, Fluminense third, and Olsen HD fourth. I mean, Fluminense as well used to have Marcelo, but I think there was a bit of a bust up that obviously led to his retirement. But we'll go with a shock. Sundowns to qualify. So, yeah. And then Group G, we've got Alain, Juventus, Manchester City, and Wydad Casablanca. And I think it is quite obvious. Man City will win it. Will win this group. I mean, they've been doing really well in the transfer window so far. I mean, I think today, well, this morning, they announced the signing of Tijani Reinders from AC Milan. I think that's a really good signing. And they've also signed Ryan Cherky from Lyon. That's a really good signing. And they've signed Aitanuri as well. And they've also signed Marcus Bettinelli from Chelsea. So City look to be cooking at the minute. So I think they'll finish first. Juventus will finish second. I think it has been confirmed that Igor Tudor will be the manager to lead Juventus into this tournament and going forward. Wydad finished third and Al Ain finished fourth. Of course, Wydad are the Moroccan side. I know Wydad have got good fans. I mean, whether they're going to bring many fans out to America, I don't know. But I mean that group is quite easy to predict. So yeah. And then Group H we have Al Hilal of Saudi Arabia, Pachuca of Mexico, I think, Real Madrid, and RB Salzburg. Now, Real Madrid, obviously, it's a new era for them. Xabi Alonso, of course, in charge. I think he took charge of his first training session yesterday. Obviously, they've been doing well in the transfer market. Of course, they've signed Dean Howson from Bournemouth, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who I think is going to be presented tomorrow, I think. So, yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, Xabi Alonso is a new manager. Apparently, he's going to play with a 4-3-3 shape. So, we'll have to see how that goes. But I mean, Real Madrid last season, obviously, finished second in La Liga, lost the the Copa del Rey. Obviously, were knocked out by Arsenal in the Champions League, and of course lost as well the Spanish Super Cup. So, not a very good season for Real Madrid. But with Xabi Alonso, a new era, maybe things could turn around. You look how Xabi Alonso did, and Leverkusen did quite well there. So, can he bring that really good football, the style he plays? Can he bring it to Real Madrid? Who knows? And of course, Al Hilal. I think they're the only Saudi team in the Club World Cup. Al Hilal, of course, recently have got Simeone Inzaghi as their new manager of Inter from Inter. Of course, did very well at Inter. Inzaghi. So, wonder how he's going to do at Al Hilal. I think he'll do quite well considering how well he did at Inter. Of course, they've got a few recognisable faces. Al Hilal, they've got Yashin Bono, formerly of Sevilla. They've got Khalido Koulibaly. They've got Joao Cancelo as well. They've also got Renan Lodi. They've got Ruben Neves. They've got Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. They have also got Alexander Mitrovic as well. And they've got Malcolm as well, who, of course, formerly of Barcelona, but, of course, really peaked, really, in my opinion, at Zenit St. Petersburg. So, Salzburg as well of Europe. I mean, can they potentially get above Al Hilal? Who knows? I mean, I know Salzburg were managed by Pep Linders, and it didn't really go too great. Their current manager is Thomas Litsch of Germany. He's managed 19 games, 9 wins, 4 draws, and 6 losses. I mean, looking at Salzburg, they finished second in the Austrian Bundesliga, and of course they were in the Champions League, I think. I'm not sure how far they got, but for me, Real Madrid will obviously win the group. Second will probably be between Al Hilal and Salzburg. I don't really know too much about Pachua. I can't really pronounce that team's name, but I mean, they are current. Let's have a look. Where did they finish last season? They finished 8th place last season in the Mexican League, Pachua. So, they'll probably finish 4th. So, it'll be between Al Hilal and Salzburg. But, I think Al Hilal are going to do it. I mean, the first match, by the way, in that group is Real Madrid against Al Hilal, which would be quite interesting. I think after that is Al Hilal Salzburg. Yeah, it is. Al Hilal, they've got Real Madrid and Salzburg. If they lose those 2 games, they could be screwed. But I think they'll finish second. I mean, they'll probably lose to Real Madrid, maybe beat Salzburg, or probably beat Pachua. So, yeah, Salzburg third, and then that team's finished 4th. So, yeah, let's go into the knockouts then, shall we? So we'll scroll down. Hopefully we're still working, which we are. So, yeah. So round of 16, we have Palmeiras of Brazil against Atletico Madrid of Spain. Now, of course, Palmeiras, we said about earlier, we spoke about Esteval. They look a good team, Palmeiras. Can they get past Atletico, though? Who knows, really? We all know that Atletico, Simeone, like to be super part of the Bus FC. But I mean, Palmeiras, I'm assuming they are an attacking side, so maybe Palmeiras might have a chance potentially. You never know. You never know. Obviously, I think most European watchers will be back. I mean, I think most European people looking at the Club World Cup will be probably backing all the European teams to beat these teams, but all these teams from other continents. But I think you look at these other teams that are coming from other countries. I think you look at the Brazilian teams, they actually might give the European teams a challenge, you know. And I think Palmeiras actually could give Atletico a go. I think they do have a chance, Palmeiras, you know. But Atletico will probably do it. So we'll go with them to win. Atletico Madrid to go through, and Palmeiras to get knocked out. Then we've got Bayern against Flamengo. Of course, Flamengo, like I said, obviously, Flamengo, like we said, I think they won the Brazil League. Can't really remember. I know it was Botafogo that won. I think they finished like third or something. But Bayern look good under company. So, yeah, you probably back them to beat Flamengo. Then we've got Inter against the South African team. Um, I mean, can the South African team do it? Probably not. You're probably back Inter to win that one. Let's be real. So, yeah, Inter will win that game. But I hope if there's any people from South Africa who support that Mamelodi, I want them to do well. So big up Mamelodi. Then we've got Manchester City against Al Hilal. That could be an interesting matchup, to be honest with you. But you'll probably go with City. I mean, from what they've been doing in the transfer window, they're looking really good going into next season. Then we've got PSG against Porto. PSG will win that. No, there's no conversation needed there. We got Chelsea against Benfica. You never know with Benfica because they have surprised a few teams in the Champions League. I think they beat Atletico Madrid like 4-0 or something. Obviously 5-4 they did against Barcelona. So maybe Benfica could beat Chelsea. I think it potentially could happen with Di Maria, Pavlidis. They've got a good team, Benfica. I think Benfica are more than capable to beat Chelsea. I think they are more than capable to do it. Will they do it? You know what? We're going to go with an upset. Benfica are going to beat Chelsea. You can call me biased, I'm a Spurs fan, but we're going to have an underdog. Benfica for me to beat Chelsea. Then we've got Dortmund against River Plate. Now, River Plate, I mean, maybe I think they're more than capable to give Dortmund a game. But, yeah, we'll probably go with Dortmund to win that one. Then Real Madrid, Juventus. I'll go Real Madrid. I think they'll win that one, in my opinion. We go back up. Quarterfinals, Atletico Madrid versus Bayern. Tight game, in my opinion. You've got Atleti are very defensive, Bayern are very attacking. I'm going to go with Bayern. I think Bayern will sneak through. Inter against Manchester City. I think Man City will beat Inter, in my opinion. Inter, I mean, you just don't know how they're going to play now without Inzaghi. So, yeah, then we'll scroll down again. We've got PSG, Benfica. PSG beat Benfica easily. Dortmund against Real Madrid. And you go Real Madrid easily, wouldn't you? Well, not easily, but you'd expect them to beat Dortmund. Then we got the semi-finals, Bayern Munich against Manchester City. Bayern, obviously, like I said, they've been very good under company, very good team. But Man City, yes, last season was a bit, it wasn't great, but you look what they've been doing in the transfer window. Reinders is a great signing. Nuri, they've been doing really well. And I think this City team's looking really good going into next season, especially with Rodri coming back from injury as well. But Bayern have got good players as well. They've got Kane, Elise, Musiala in that, but I think they are missing a few players injured going into this tournament. So I think City will go to the final. And then we've got PSG against Real Madrid. Could have happened in the Champions League, but it's going to happen in the Club World Cup. But I mean, PSG, I mean, they are just a joke in a minute. I mean, Real Madrid, you never know. Can this new team beat this probably the best team? Well, not even probably. PSG are the best team in Europe right now. And for me, I don't think they'll beat. I think PSG will beat Real Madrid. I don't think Real will do it. I mean, I think Real will give it a go, but PSG are too good. So I think they'll win. And then the final, 13th of July, MetLife Stadium, New York, New Jersey, Manchester City against Paris Saint-Germain. Will PSG win another trophy, or will it be another Club World Cup for Manchester City? Obviously, City, like we said, I mean, they are looking good going into next season. I'm kind of looking forward to see how City do in the Club World Cup with all the players they've signed. But PSG are a joke. And I mean, I said it in the reaction to the Champions League final, and I'm sticking to my words. PSG, for me, are going to win the Club World Cup. They are just too good. They're too good, PSG. And yeah, we'll save that. And yeah, here it is. PSG win it. It's been saved, as you can see down there. So yeah, we'll end the video here. I'll stop sharing this. So don't know where we are. There we are. We're here. So yeah, that's what I think. PSG will win. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.